Welcome, everyone. This is Mike Wise with the Boston Blockchain Association. We've got a great DeFi panel tonight with John Sarson, Blake Richmond, Paul Dowding, and Stephen Leahy.
And I think you'll find that not only are our panelists experts in the subject matter at hand, but what we're striving for here is really a discussion about DeFi.
So DeFi to me looks like financial services on chain. So DeFi is a solution for financial services done at the peer-to-peer level.
The reason I got interested in DeFi was I'm very interested in distributed ledgers and the blockchain technology and decentralizing finance, but the institutional regulated markets as they exist today. So I am trying to short circuit the main industry, but I'm doing it from a different route rather than going purely in the crypto space.
We're just delivering financial services permissionlessly and on a decentralized basis.
The concept of a blockchain, of that hash-linked data, is really an append only. It's meaning once you've updated it and you're hash-linked, you can't go back and change it. Or if you do, it's evident. And the way that it remains very more secure is if it's distributed and shared amongst many parties. And that's the idea of a distributed network.
You're using a software-based intermediary, and when that code that is open source and you can review it, you can check it, you have a public and pseudonymous source of truth, the public ledger. You're not removing the intermediary, you're just changing it to one that you don't have to trust, you can go and verify.
No, not everyone has a credit score with Goldman Sachs. Not everyone has an account with Goldman Sachs, but everyone can open an Ethereum wallet. And so for that reason, blockchain technology, ability to intermediate that trusted third party is like a gathering or a joining mechanism that brings to decentralized finance a larger number of participants than could have ever been brought to centralized finance.
In a way, doing DeFi using smart contracts means that you're putting your trust more in the math and the science rather than in the name, brand, reputation, and regulation of any traditional bank.
The challenge with what is regarded as the protocol or a smart contract is that they are customized, vulnerable sets of code. However many people have agreed to them, and we've seen multiple instances of where these have been abused or hacked, including the granddaddy of them all, Ethereum.
T+2, it's great, it's beautiful. 15 seconds to a couple minutes, much better, obviously. But a really, really interesting piece that I think you started down the road, but you didn't quite hit on, is capital reserves.
First, we like to do on-chain lending, and I think of it kind of like a giant string that's attached to my collateral. So it goes out in the world, and the covenants are babysat by the software. And something happens that triggers me pulling my collateral back. I pull in the string, and it comes back to me. I never really let go of it. It's all connected on chain.
If you can settle these transactions near instantly or in a couple minutes rather than 2 days, that capital turnover that you'd otherwise have to sit on for some of these larger institutions, that limits everything. So
I completely agree that's actually why we're heading to near real-time settlement. The problem is that you open up the Aladdin's cave of $300 billion of pre-funding.
That market price times that emission rate is what's generating these outstanding...
Divided by the size of the pool. And the pools get larger when they have large APYs, and they look like stable assets. So this is just the yield farming section of CoinMarketCap's page. The widely understood reality is that the APYs won't last for very long, but they last for a little while.
Paul's chomping at the gums here. Go ahead, Paul.
Well, John just said it. So I want to be clear. This is not a Ponzi scheme, but it has a decreasing return sort of pattern. So the early, joiners of these pools, or if they leverage up these assets, that's where they get a high yield. But over time, it will diminish in terms of its long-term returns.
So not only are you not leaving your assets on someone else's book, whereby, again, in a regulated world, you would trust that their reputation and the government regulation means that you will get your money or value back when you want.
Exactly. You're exactly hitting the nail right in the head, but you're hitting the wrong side of the nail. Nobody wants to wait for the government or the regulators to tell them that they can have their money back.
You can't trust. I keep in my office a $20 trillion Zimbabwean bill.
Unfortunately, as they joke about the two certainties in life of death and taxes, but with these decentralized protocols, you are getting the execution or you're getting the process, but you're not getting double entry tax lot accounting.
But triple entry accounting is what blockchain technology is, and it's better than double entry accounting, period.
Well, if 2 is good, 3 must be better. But remember, if you've got 3 entries, one of them has to be out of balance.
You're saying that it's experimentation, and that's really the stage where we're at. We're experimenting. We're showing that this is possible.